Yo, people, it is RJ Reaper X, and this will be what if Deku ate the sand fruit or the Suna no Mi. Basically, if you don't know, the fruit allows the user to turn and control sand, turn into sand, and blah blah blah. And it has weaknesses to hockey and water, obviously, but I'm gonna remove the weakness to water, and he's gonna have hockey. I know Crocodile in One Piece didn't have hockey, but it's because all the people in Alabasta, they were weak as fuck, so they couldn't do anything, literally. So he kind of forgot hockey, because his sand power isn't enough, Plus they were in the desert, so yeah. And he's gonna have armament. Man, I would have given him Conqueror's hockey, but just doesn't fit him, We're just gonna have armament and observation hockey, and he's gonna have high observation hockey because low gear user, Katakuri level. So yeah, he doesn't really need it, but I mean, like, bro, flex. Armament hockey, I'm gonna say Luffy level, but not advanced, just really good armament hockey, Basically Luffy level, but not advanced, not advanced armament, just armament, normal, but super good, Yeah. And you may ask, why would I remove his weakness to water? Well, you see, it's just trash, bro. Like, honestly, bro. Weakness to liquid, my bad. Like, bro, if he injures somebody, bro, and he just hits you with his blood, like Luffy did, it's ridiculous, Like, yeah. So, remove that. For his height, well, at the moment, well, I guess he's gonna be, man, like, as tall as Crocodile. Crocodile is like 8 foot. Yeah, 8'4". 8'3", 8'3", yeah. Which is 253 meters, and that's a lot. And that will be at like 15, I guess. And no, he's not gonna look old, like, nah, no. Gonna look more like this than anything else, Just think of a younger version of Crocodile, like, it's that simple, bro. Yeah, just a younger version of her, like this one, yeah. So yeah. And I might add powers from Gara. Cause I just wanna make him good, He's gonna have all his attacks from One Piece, and I might add some attacks from Naruto. Yeah. So we start off. Oh, and by the way, thank you guys for 50 subscribers. For 50 subscribers, I just checked, and I'm very happy about that. So thank you guys for that. So now to start off, finally, well, Izuku, 4-year-old, going to the quack doctor with his mother, So well, his mother is like will be not a really good mother. So they go to the quirk doctor. Quirk doctor tells him he's quirkless, and Izuku is devastated and all, Enko is just mad, like actually mad, bro. No chill. And I know she grabs Izuku's hand, tightly, and yeah, They go back. She throws him in the car. They go back to their houses, and that's when Izuku's nightmare begins. Basically, for the past, I guess 11 years since he's 4 years. Past 11 years, 10 years. He's been abused by Inko, bullied by Bakugo, and he's became, emotionless, and he always has that, serious looking expression in his face, like he's not serious, but you know how Crocodile looks. He doesn't look serious, but he just has no chill, like when he's angry he looks like this, so he just has no chill, like actually no chill, bro. So yeah, just wanted to mention that real quick. Yeah. He's gonna be the taller crocodile, by the way. And yes, he's gonna, and yes, yeah. So we go to the last of middle school. Well, Bakugo bullies him like usual, When people hear that Deku, Izuku, they call him Deku, wants to go to they all burst out laughing, and Bakugo just explodes in just like in canon, And then, well, yeah. And, yeah, it's literally the same as canon, Then, since Izuku doesn't, we just walk outside, And since, Bakugo just, he cut his hand, I believe, left hand off. And Izuku was screaming in pain, and he was just limping, He put his hand in his pocket so that no one would see, But he was in pain, but he was hiding it, So yeah. And then Izuku just stumbles, Never mind. Izuku, he almost gets swallowed by the sludge villain, and well, yeah, the same thing happened, And All Might tells him that he can be a hero and all. And Izuku he knows All Might isn't a bad person. He knows why that All Might wants to protect him, but it still hurts him, So yeah. Then after that, Izuku he just goes near trash can because he's barely fed by Inko, like I said. I think I said. I'm not sure. I don't care. Just found a strange looking fruit that looks like a cactus, and that was yellow and brown, And he just takes it because he just He knows that it tastes disgusting, but he still eats it, He eats it whole, and even the stem, I think it's gone. Yeah, that thing, on top of fruits, apples, yeah, eats that too, I think he passes out, and cause he's kind of in pain, in his mind, because of all the memories flowing through his head. So basically, here, that's all the memories of Crocodile, and kind of all the memories of Gar except for Shukaku, the One Tails, by the way. He knows all his Gar's hand attacks, Crocodile's attacks, and all of that. And he gets taller. Not too tall, but he gets taller. His face, still, basically, he looks a younger version of Crocodile, like I said. Yeah, just a younger version of Crocodile, I can't find any here because, bro, where do you want me to find a young version? See, let me just search it up. So basically, for young Crocodile, I guess, just imagine this, but just taller, Yeah, just imagine this but taller. Same height as Crocodile, just he looks younger, That's what I mean, So yeah. Then we go also he gets Crocodile's attire, literally. All the same thing that Crocodile wears. Um Post time skip, after the time skip. And yes, he has the hook. It's basically a golden hook, as you can see here. And it's just forming around Izuku's armor, and Izuku knows what it's for, So yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Yo, people, it's me again. I just came back. Just that I kind of forgot where I was. Yes, the golden hook was for. Yeah, so he was just walking around, after all that happened, and well, he he heard explosions, and he went, um, I'm gonna say that his sand thing, the sand you can make it underground, so he made a good radius, like a lot of kilometers, almost covering the entire city, so he knows, uh, that something, kind of know who is where, but can't really do shit because he's not a hero yet, so he just walks to the explosion, and he knows his Katsuki Bakugo, but as much as he would like him to die, he still wants to be a hero, so he has to save everybody, whether he hates them or not, And yes, he does have his card, and no, he will not smoke until he's old enough. So yeah. Then we go to the when Izuku reaches the incident, um, you just ask a random civilian, why aren't the heroes doing anything? And he says, why aren't the heroes doing anything? And the civilian looks at him and he's like, sir, well, you see, they don't have the quirk fit for that. So, they, they can't really save the kid, sadly. We hope that somebody with a better quirk will come and save him. And by the way, you see, you know how, sand, liquid nullifies, the sand and all? I must say, Izuku, he has a lot of liquid stored in him. And you may ask why, but because he's been beaten his entire life, and all that blood, and all that shit, all that pain and all the blood, sweat, all that, it turned into liquid, I know it sounds stupid, but the pain and all, it turned into liquid, So, when I say, like you see, it's been like 11 years, like I said, I think. Yeah. Yeah, if it's been 11 years, imagine all the liquid stored in it. Like, it could last him a lifetime, literally, bro. So, he doesn't have to worry about, accidentally murdering people. Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about that, because, remember, bro, it's My Hero Academia. You don't murder people, even though they kill millions of people, bro. You don't murder them. You just imprison them, Instead of like the One Punch Man world, they don't take prison. They murder them, But hey, it's MHA, so gotta make sure his power is not too trashy. Well, too made for killing, So yeah, then he just looks like I have to save this man myself. I know the civilian looks at him, Sir, I don't. You're not a hero, are you? So I think you shouldn't step in. And Izuku's like, oh, I'm not a sir, I'm just a kid, you see. As tall as I look, I am just 14 years old. And the man is shocked and he's like, okay then, kid. Yeah, go for it. It's your time to shine. And Izuku smiles and he's like, huh, thank you, old man. And Izuku just walks forward, People, they just hear, footsteps, and just make way for the person just stepping up, And Izuku's just stepping up, and he looks badass, He looks at the villain, He's like, Well, the heroes are trying to stop him, but they feel an aura around him, like, don't mess with me. So, so they just don't say anything, But one of them just says, sorry, I think you should stay back. You should wait for a hero to come save this kid. And Izuki's like, shut up. If you were truly a hero, you would be ready to sacrifice your life to save this kid. A hero is not a job. A hero is something that you can be. A hero is somebody who saves others. Just because you got a hero license doesn't mean that you are a hero. You are just right now. You are just a civilian looking as a kid is about to die. And the heroes are shocked to hear that. And they know he's right, and they're deeply touched by that, And the crowd are kind of touched by that too, And they know the kid is right, And they're like, sir. And Izuku's like, I am a kid. I am 14 years old. And and they're like, oh, okay then, kid. Can you save this kid for us? And the heroes are asking nervously, And they're kind of embarrassed, And Izuku is like, as much as I hate him for what he did to me, I must do it to become a hero. And he just walks forwards, And the sludge man looks at me, he's like, just because you're tall doesn't mean you're strong. Kid. And Izuku is like, oh, it's sir to you. Then he just slashes. Well, but first, he takes Bakugo out, and he's like, you get out of here. And he looks like him menacingly, you know how Crocodile looks at you, bro. See, I just want to see it. Crocodile just staring into your soul, Like, he says he just looks at Bakugo like that. And Bakugo just nods, and he just walks away. And then, Izuku is like, he just turns half his body into sand, And he starts floating, People are like, oh, so his quirk is sand. Then what is he gonna do? He doesn't really want to kill him, does he? And Izuku's like, Sabulus. And just a sandstorm forms in his hand. And the Scorpion is kind of sweating, panicking, And that's all that sand turns into a ball. And it's a super condensed ball, so there's electricity coming from it, And suddenly he's mad and he's about to run away, but he says, and Izuku says, Pisado! And basically it's a attack from Crocodile, basically heavy sand. And when it impacts the sludge villain, and the sludge villain, bro, it just disperses because of the sheer force of that attack. Like, you guys think it's just because Crocodile, the attack looks weak and all, but you seen the damage it did, so hey. And he does that but on a much lesser scale because Izuku doesn't want to destroy anything, so he just destroyed a bit, because he wanted to flex, Then, he sends all the sludge villains pieces, and he makes a sand jar, and he just gives it to the hero, and he's like, and yes, the sand is he can, he may, precise, so it looks like a normal jar, but it's made of sand, and Izuku's like, well, heroes, it's time for me to go. Then we're like, do you have any way to repair the ground that you just destroyed? And Izuku looks back and he's like, oh, that, no problem then. So basically, Izuku just turns the ground into sand, Well, the part he just fills it up with sand, and well, I guess he put color in the sand, and the sand is hard, like as the ground, well, the thing, cement, bro. Yes, that they use on the road. So yeah, it's just black sand, bro. Just like the dude in Boruto, bro. I forgot his name. Gaara's son, adopted son. So yeah, um, he was like, "Thank you, then, young hero. You have showed us what a really hero is." That Izuku's like, "Don't worry about it. Um, then they're like, well, can we maybe know your name?" Then Izuku's like, "My name is Sir Izuku Crocodile." And the heroes, he said it in a menacing voice, so he was shiver, and they're like, "Very well then, sir. Have a good day." Um, and, he just transforms into sand, and he just disappears, and just walks the same thing that he went when he met All Might. No, All Might pops up, and Izuku's like, "Oh, number one hero, huh?" And yes, Izuku is taller than All Might, because yeah, I believe All Might is like 7 foot. So Izuku is like 8 foot 4'3", so he started at All Might. And yeah. And All Might is like, "Well, hey yo, hello young man." And Izuku is like, "Oh, All Might, can I have an autograph?" And All Might's like, "Sure." And All Might in his head, he's like, he doesn't seem to be excited for that, for like the other kids, I know. Izuku is like, "Thank you. So, what do you want to talk about, All Might?" And All Might is like, "Well, I want to thank you for your heroic act that you did earlier." And Izuku is like, "Anything to be a hero, a true hero." And All Might, he's like, he deflates. Izuku is like, "Oh, what happened to you, All Might?" And All Might explains his injury, and Izuku is like, "Oh, well, that's sad. I guess I could kind of fix it for you." And All Might is like, "Well, how?" And Izuku just makes organs out of sand. I know how I said, had liquid, because of the pain and all. It was really stupid, but yeah. But he made the sand solidify, so it looks like a real organ, quite literally. And All Might, he starts transforming his buff form, like unintentionally and unintentionally. So yeah, and he's like, I can breathe better, and I can feel my stomach." And he's looking at Elma. He's like, "Thank you, young man. I will never forget what you did for me." He's looking like, "Don't worry about it, All Might. It's a pleasure to help the number one hero." Then All Might, he's like, "Well, I want to talk to you about something else, young man." And Izuku is like, "What else, All Might?" Then um All Might explains about one for all for one, and all that. And Izuku actually accepts, And you may ask, why? Isn't he already good? OP? And how it makes electricity with the thing, crocodiles heavy sand attack. Yeah, well, he'll be able to do that, but on himself, doesn't have to be on this sand. And plus, I'm gonna make it a form of Conqueror's Haki. It's not Conqueror's Haki, but basically displays the will of the one for all users, since they're basically all number one heroes, and he's gonna be the ninth. So it basically shows, the will, um, and yeah, and then it knocks out opponents, and it can put fear into them, So yeah, and yeah, and yes, he knows how to use hockey, but doesn't really use it, just like Crocodile. But he knows it, and he won't forget it like Crocodile. He is not that stupid like Crocodile. Like he won't forget hockey, bro. Like how did he even do that? Like I'm curious, bro. How do you forget hockey, bro? Like it's your biggest weakness, except liquids. How do you forget that? Like, bro. Then well, Arizuku is like, give me one for one now. I think my body is quite suitable for it. And All Might's like, are you sure, young man? And Arizuku is like, I am made of sand, All Might. Even if my limbs explode, they can just reform. All Might, he's like, you're right, young man. He chuckles nervously because he was stupid. Quite literally. And he gives power of one for all to Izuku. And since Izuku, he can control 100%. All my he's shocked, and he's like, "Whoa, young man, you can already control 100%." Izuku's like, "Oh, so I have purple lightning, huh? Suits me." And yes, Izuku has purple hair. If I forgot to mention that. And well, yeah. So All Might, the Temmels training, he just talks with All Might and just trains, spars with him, And he kind of Izuku kind of wins, and All Might too, cause yeah, one number one hero and OP main MC, So yeah, and All Might, he treats Izuku as his son, and Izuku treats All Might as his dad, And Izuku at the last day of training is like, well, All Might, can I call you father? Then All Might, he's surprised, he's like, okay, young man, well, okay, Izuku, I don't mind. Actually, I don't mind you being my son, And Izuku is like, okay then, father. I guess it's time to go to UA tomorrow, huh? He's like, yes, son. And Izuku is like, well, I guess changing my hair wouldn't be too bad, wouldn't it? And he changes his hair to yellow, like sand, basically. And He's like, oh, you can do that? And Izuku is like, I can. So when I say so by the way, he has, that one strand of hair that's just sticking out of yeah, that these two, that one strand of hair that's sticking out, it looks like All Might, so why not, yeah, think of it like this, bro. That one strand of hair, that's sticking out, just think of it longer, like where his car is, so yeah. And yes, Izuku, um he did break his ties with his old mother, and now his name is Sir Izuku Yagi. Yeah, I insist on this, sir, bro. Like I literally insist, bro. It just makes him more cool. So yeah. Then yeah. Then go to the entrance exam. Um, Basically, Izuku doesn't live with All Might because he doesn't have to, All Might just calls him and he just pops up. So basically, Izuku's house is kind of underground. Basically, underground, sand house. He just accesses it by just touching the ground and he just goes, teleports, basically. But since his home is made of sand, it's not really teleporting, even though it kind of is, just going through the ground until you find his house. So yeah, um, and yes, he moved all his stuff there, literally. Um, and yeah. So we go to the entrance exam. Izuku is tall, taller than most students. Like I don't even know how tall Midoriya is in the anime, but he's really tall compared to other people. People are just looking at him, because he's super tall. And remember, he doesn't look old, so people don't say that you're too old for that, blah blah blah. So yeah, they don't say that. Nah. Then um well, Izuku he yeah, goes, bro. Sits down. Mike explains this shit. Izuku is smart because Crocodile is super smart. Well, he's a mastermind technically, so he's smart. Not super smart, but smart. So yeah. Then he aces the test in a few minutes. Barely. So yeah. And um he after Mike explains the test, the and physical exam and all, Lita is about to talk, and stand up, but Sugu just binds him with sand, and he just tells Lita to shut up, He whispers to Lita, "Shut up! You don't want to embarrass yourself." Then Lita he nods, and he removes the sand bind. He just walks out, and goes to his terrain, I guess fake city, and Lita takes him from saving him from embarrassment, and Izuku's like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Happy to help." And Lita he just nods, he just walks away. And Izuki sees Ochako, sad, and he walks towards her, and Lita doesn't do anything because he respects Izuku now, cause yeah, and Izuku just comforts Raka and gives her a confidence boost, So yeah, and where this shit, bro? Who will it possibly be, Just need to find somebody that's not too small, but not too tall. I'm gonna think about it, so just wait. Okay, so I thought about it, and this ship will be a Izuku X Big Mom. When I say Big Mom, Charlotte Lin. Okay, um, like not her fat version. You know that Okay, let me show you real quick. Yeah, so basically, she looks like this, She looks hot. No cap. Like, let's be honest here, She looks nice, bro. See, what? Just watch the full thing, bro. On, yeah. Basically, kind of look like this, See? See, bro. It's nothing sus, guys. Trust. It was nothing sus. I was looking for the full GIF. Actually, bro. Kind of look like this. Just like what you saw, you know? So, yeah. So, instead of her, well, summoning things, I guess. Nah, she can still summon. Yeah. I would have changed it to half fire and half lightning, but just manifesting Prometheus, Zeus, and Napoleon, bro. It just looks cool, you know. It just looks cool. You're still gonna have that, and Izuku feels a connection, you know, to a certain person, and little Charlotte Linlin, she feels that connection too, you know. And Izuku just looks over, you know. She's a woman that's basically the same height as him, but just a little smaller, you know. Izuku just a little taller. I know Big Mom is like way taller than him and all, but reduce her height and just calm down, bro. Like, it's fine. Just reduce her height, like, by a lot, but it's fine. So, yeah. And, yeah. Basically, we're gonna go, they look at each other, you know? And, Big Mom winks at him, you know? And Izuki just smiles, you know? And, he gives her a thumbs up, you know? And she, gives him a thumbs up back, you know? And, then they just go. As soon as President Mike says go, they both focus, you know? That focus on their faces. You could just transform half his body into sand, and he just flies. Quite literally, bro. And Big Mom, she jumps on a juice, which is basically a cloud, a thunder cloud. And Prometheus, she didn't bring him out yet. She can bring one at a time. And she still does have that hat. So, yeah. Yeah. And they both get a lot of points. Basically the same amount of points, literally. And then they both decide to meet on a rooftop, you know. And Izuku's like, well, what is your name, woman? And Charlotte Lennon, she's like, oh, my name is Charlotte Lennon. Well, Izuki says, what is your name, beautiful? Then she says, my name is Charlotte Lennon, handsome. And she says, what's yours? And I'm Izuku Yagi. I'm Sir Izuku Yagi. And he's like, oh, sir. And Izuku's like, oh, it's part of my name. And then she's like, oh, okay. Then Izuku's like, well, you see, I felt this connection towards you. Like, we've been destined for each other, you know? Then, Charlotte Linden, I'm gonna just call her Big Mom, even though she isn't Big Mom that yet. Now I'm gonna call her Charlotte. Charlotte, she basically just says, well, me too, I felt that connection with you, handsome. And he's looking like, well, I'm gonna ask you quite bluntly. Wanna go on a date after that? Linda, she smiles, and then she hugs him, and she's like, okay then, handsome. Then you look like, okay then, a date after this it is. And they both laugh, because they have like 300 points, both of them. And they both hear a loud rumbling, And Zuki's like, oh, I'll take care of that. Then she's like, oh, don't save some fun for me too. And Zuki's like, how about we both take that down? Then Zuki points at it, and Charlotte, she's just like, oh, you bet, handsome. And Izuku's like, very well then, darling. Let's do it. And she blushes a little. Izuku too, because he realized what he said. and they both jump. Izuku turns half his body into sand, and she uses her cloud to fly up to the 0 pointer. Basically, Izuku, he just has purple lightning surrounding him, and he focuses that lightning on his hook, and he's like, and he puts sand, into his hook, and he's like, super fabulous, and Big Mom, is like, preparing, just says, Prometheus, fire, super fire pillar. Man, she just says that, and Izuku at the same, and he says, pesado, and basically, like, it's like a huge ball of a lot of lightning. It's not the small lightning, like a lot of lightning. You can see it, and for Big Mom, just a huge fire pillar comes out of Prometheus. Basically, Prometheus just goes like on top of the 0 point. Like, it's not slow like Big Mom does, It's like it's not really slow like Big Mom does though, but just instant, Point at that, boom, in an instant, Prometheus pops up and he just does a fire pillar basically. And Izuku just does his attack, and both attack collides with the 0 pointer, and the 0 pointer it gets obliterated, quite literally. And Izuku is like, I think a girl was trapped there. And Charlotte looks at him and she's like, oh, I'm gonna save her. You're mine and mine only. Izuku chuckles and he's like, oh, I know, darling. I am yours and yours only. Huh? He's like, stop teasing me. And Izuku's like, okay then. I'll be waiting for you at the entrance for a date. Then he's like, okay then. Then she basically carries Uraraka to the recovery girl, and basically goes and sees Izuku, and she's like, hey handsome, and was like, hey beautiful, wanna go to a restaurant? And she's like, yes. Then they go to their date and all shit. Now when they come back, and Izuku's like, well, are we official now? Then Big Machi says, yes, my love. Then Izuku is like, then I can do this. And he basically kisses her, for like 3 minutes, And they both start panning, And Izuku is like, and Big Mom, Charlotte, she's like, damn, you're a good kisser, Izu. And Izuku is like, then Izuku is like, you too, Lily. And I know it's like, Charlie doesn't match literally, so I'm just, her nickname will be Lily, bro. You too, Lily Chang. Yo, what the fuck did I just do, bro? Oh my god. Bro, I hope you can. I swear, guys, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm actually sorry for that one, bro. Please forget what you just heard. Like, it's just embarrassing, bro. Forget that. So, yeah, she's gonna be called Lily. And Izuku's gonna be Izu like usual. Yeah, and they both blush, They're like, oh, nicknames already. And Izuku, and they both say that at the same time. He's like, yes. Well, is Lily now, I guess. Nah, Charlotte. Lily just sounds weird when I'm saying it. I'm gonna say, when they're talking, right? So she's like, oh, well, nickname already? And then Izuku's like, yes, I don't see why not. And they both kiss again. And Izuku's like, well, do you have any, do you want to go to your parents' house? Then she looks down at Izuku's like, and she's like, well, since I didn't have a quirk when I was a child, my parents abused me. And Izuki's enraged. He's like, oh, so where are they right now? And she's like, Izuku, Izu, it's not worth it, okay? Then he comes and he's like, how could they hurt you? Then he's like, it's fine, now I'm with you. Then Izuku, he's like, well, Lily, you can come live with me, you know? And we kind of had the same childhood, but All Might, he actually adopted me. She's eyes wetting. She's like, "You're All Might's son?" Then Izuku's like, "Well, kind of." And he's like, "Whoa, that's awesome." And Izuku's like, "Well, you act kind of childish for your height." And she pouts. She's like, "Izu, would you mind saying that again?" And he shivers. He's like, "Ah, I said nothing." And he's like, "Oh, that's what I thought." And you know, basically they go to Izuku's home. And when I say sand, it's not the sand that you get covered into as soon as you go on it. Like solid sand. And it feels like a bed. A bed feels like a bed. Pillow feels like a pillow. Blanket feels like a blanket. So yeah, he basically makes the bed bigger. And he removes his hook to reveal a hand made of sand. I guess because he kind of did that because he doesn't want to keep the hook to sleep. So yeah, and yeah, basically she's like, basically they just sleep in the same bed. They cuddle and they just sleep. And they wake up the next day because of Izuku's alarm, and they just do their shit. And we time skip to when they get the letter. I believe in 3 days they get the letter, and they both open it and they see that, well, I mean, they kind of found Izuku's spot, and Izuku, Izuku just made a sign and he just says, "Drop here," and basically all his mail just goes in that one spot and just gets absorbed into sand, and it goes to Izuku. Yeah, he gets a specific place for that, and basically he's like, babe, I think we got our letters. Babe, I think we got our letters, UA letters. And she runs up excited and hugs him from behind, and he's like, "Oh, babe, now, huh?" And Izuku like, "Come on, lady, stop that." And she's like, "Okay, okay." And well, babe, I guess we can open our letters at the same time. And Izuku's like, "Why not?" They both basically do that, and they see that they basically both of them got first, and they obliterated that robot, and they beat All Might's record, and they both kiss each other and hug each other, and they're like, well, I guess we were the best of the best, and they smile at each other, and then they get the uniforms, and Yuzuki's, what kind of stupidity is that? They can't even get proper outfits for us. And she's like, it's fine, Izu. And he's like, you're right, Lily. I guess you can just go in our normal outfits. And they basically do that. 1 week later, they go in their normal outfits, and then she got her outfit. It's not a dress, it's just basically what you saw earlier. So yeah. And yes, Izuku can hide his hook, but he just thinks it's cool, so he keeps it on most of the time. But yeah. And yeah. Basically they go to school. They go and the door is kind of like basically the same height as them. Yeah, so yeah. Yuki just has to bend down a little to pass through, and Charlotte, she just can pass through, but barely, barely. Has to bend down to it a little, So yeah, it's not huge like before. It's just adjusted. So yeah, and basically they both walk in. And people are looking at them, man. The ceiling is high. Yes, of course. So yeah, they both look at them, man, and they're like, "Whoa, you two are really tall." And they just say all the class that look at them just say that in their head. And Izuku and Linden, they just see two spots, um, empty spots beside each other, and they just sit down next to each other. And Aizawa noticed that they noticed him, and yes, she's Charlotte Linden, Big Mom, I guess, still has her hockey, and unlike Izuku, she got Conquest hockey too, and observation, of course. So yeah. Um. So yeah, just want to mention it. So yeah. Um. Then shit, yeah. Aizawa, he just stands up and he just like, "Hello class, I am Shota Aizawa, also known as the Pro Hero," Eri said. Um, I'm an underground hero, so you probably never heard about me. But it doesn't matter. I will be your teacher for the next 3 years at UA. And Izuku, like, he nods in Charlotte too. And then he's like, "Well, put these on, except you two in the back." And the class looks at Izuku and Charlotte, Lillian, well, Charlotte, and they both nod. And basically, as he says, "Put these on, and meet me at the training ground A." And they all change except Izuku and Charlotte, because basically Izuku teleported Charlotte with him. They both go to the training ground, and Charlotte he was just sitting on the ground, but Charlotte just sat on his lap. And they were kind of kissing. And all, and Izuku was just hugging him from the behind. Charlotte was kind of kissing him and all. And when Izuku sends people coming, he told her, "Well, babe, I think we gotta stop for a little, cause people might see us." And he's like, "I don't really care, but I guess you're right, Izu." And yeah, they both stand up. And Izuku stands like just like crocodile you can see here. Looking all menacing. And Charlotte, she's just standing there, cross-armed, right next to Izuku. So yeah. Um. Then Yeah. Yeah. Now Azawa explains the test and all. He tells Izuku, to throw the ball. And Izuku, he nods and he just steps up, takes the ball. He bends down to take the ball from Aizawa, and basically, he covers his whole body in stand, so he basically looks like he's made of sand right now. And he basically there's just purple lightning like coming through him. And he just winds his arm back and he just throws the ball, and he just reaches like um a lot, like goes to the moon. And he's like, um, it's always like, infinity. And the class is shocked, And Izuku just smiles, and he winks at Charlotte, well, basically signaling try to beat that. And she's like, she winks at him back and basically signifying that you're on. And basically, she does basically the same as Izuku, and they basically both high five each other, and yeah, and yeah, that's and of the test thingy. Um, Now for the rest of the 4 minutes, I guess that's left, because I want to make it at 1 hour. It's just gonna be more about the private life of Izuku and Charlotte, if you know what I mean. And yes, the room is soundproof. I guess I should do a 18 plus warning, even though not really. Um, See, I'm gonna do a girl voice, like a really, really girly voice. And you're not gonna ask me how I got it. You're not, okay? So if I do something, bro, don't worry about it, okay? Do not worry, okay? Okay. So we go to after that. Izuka and Lin, they go back to their house, and yes, Izuku visits All Might, of course, and he introduced Charlotte to All Might, and also, yeah. And basically, yes, there's showers too, so yeah. Don't ask me how. They just showers. There's just showers. That's life. So um, well, basically, yeah, that happens. And then basically, Lin, she comes out of the shower naked. Izuki sees the, and he closes his eyes, and he's like, Lily, babe, you're not wearing any clothes. And she's like, oh, and so? Basically, she grabs him, because they're kind of the same height, as I said, and he just throws him to bed, And yes, even Izuki just like only a towel, and he's pretty buff too, so yeah. And it's like she removes his towel, and he's like, "Oh, you're packing, babe." And Izuki's blushing, and he's like, "You really want to do this?" And she's like, "Oh, I sure am." And basically, Izuku makes a mega, super mega, no chance of breaking condom made out of sand. Roast me all you want, but he doesn't want to have kids now. He ain't ready to be a father yet, so he ain't trying to get his girlfriend pregnant. So careful as fuck. See, there's that. And basically, well, before that, Lin she started sucking his his wee wee, and Izuki's like, I never knew you were that good at this, babe. And he's like, he stops her there. She's like, oh, I'm that good. And Izuki nods, basically she starts sucking faster. So yeah. And then Izuku, he releases the white sticky stuff in her mouth, And he's like, he just swallows it on. She's like, that was yummy, Where? I'm back. And yes, so we left off when Charlotte was giving Izuku the Gog 3000. And then, they just started doing it, Charlotte, she's like, oh, faster, faster. Izuku just does so, And, yes, he still has the super unbreakable anti-baby maker. And, he just shoots the white sticky stuff inside. And it's still warm because, yeah, but it doesn't go, in technically. So yeah, and he's like, Izu, you're so good, and you're so big. I never knew your pee was that big. I know she's tired, Izuku turned. He's like, well, babe, now you know, huh? And he winks at her, and Izuku, he's like, what? He's like, it's better to go sleep now. And she's like, okay then, babe. And they will sleep naked on the bed. Yeah, literally. So this will be the end. Bye. Bye-bye.